Everton began the new 2000 to 2001 season with a whole host of new signings, one of the most exciting being Paul Gascoigne, ready to renew his excellent working relationship with Walter Smith, first forged at Ibrox Park some years back. Other sharp buys were defenders Steve Watson and Alessandro Pistone, £4.5 million Ghanaian Alex Nyarko, Swedish striker Nicholas Alexandersson from Sheffield Wednesday, and Danish midfield talent Thomas Gravesen. Evertonians had always harboured hopes that one day Duncan Ferguson would make a prodigal return to Goodison Park, and the fact that the big Scot still had his Everton tattoo served only to fuel those dreams. And sure enough, just before the season started, Duncan came home, from Tyneside back to Merseyside, to the delight of his many admirers at Everton. Everton's opening game was a tough challenge, facing as they did David O'Leary's Championship Cup qualifiers Leeds. On the day, Leeds played some compromising football, and two first-half goals by Smith, first from a Bowyer corner and then 21 minutes later from another set-piece, saw off any chance Everton might have hoped they'd have to pick up an away point. 3 points surrendered, but with Duncan Ferguson on the subs bench for the second game in succession, anything could happen. Everton launched their first home game of the season in real style with a superb fireworks display, which they followed with some of their best football of the season against Alan Kirbishley's newly promoted Charlton Athletic.
Stephen Hughes, and Jeffers is onside. And well saved by Kiley with his legs. That strike has been quite influential so far. Now Stephen Hughes on his favourite left foot tries a shot. And Kiley put a touch to it. It's on his favourite left foot, Stephen Hughes. And a good save from Dean Kiley. Tyler and Hughes. Hughes has gone down, held his head, stood up again straight away. And what's the referee going to do? A yellow card to Mark Hughes, and to Carl Tyler, a second yellow card. Charlton are reduced to 10 men with just under 8 minutes till half-time. Now Now a chance maybe for Everton on the break. Unsworth was making a great run down the Everton left. Instead this is Jeffers. And Unsworth might try his luck from here. It was on his left foot and he can hit a mean shot. Gravison need to inject a little bit of impetus into play, Everton. Gascoigne, Jeffers! Made by Paul Gascoigne, scored by Francis Jeffers, and Everton are into the lead. And that is the man that set it up, Paul Gascoigne. An incisive run. A very simple but effective pass and an excellent finish. And this is the moment that Goodison Park has been waiting for. Mark Hughes comes off and Duncan Ferguson comes home.
Duncan Ferguson replacing Mark Hughes.
Some of the strong run. Ferguson through the middle. Here's Duncan Ferguson! The goal they wanted. The goal he wanted. Duncan Ferguson back at his Goodison Park and with a goal.
Goal scorer for Everton, number 24, Duncan Ferguson.
Gravson, Jeffers or Ferguson, will this be a second? What a night this is turning out to be! Well, it may have taken a deflection and looped over Dean Kiely, but Duncan Ferguson will claim it.
Goal scorer for
And he
Everton,
has his
number
second.
24, Duncan Ferguson.
On his second Goodison debut.
The revelation of a Duncan Ferguson injury took a lot of the shine off the Charlton victory, but there was still broad optimism for the visit of Derby County, justified by an excellent first-half display from Walter Smith's men.
Good header down from Jeffers. Nyarko returns the favour. Jeffers wide on the left, begins a run. Moore is up for him. Unsworth's made a run for him. Gravison, little touchdown. Nyarko. Good approach play from Everton here. Nyarko perhaps leaving a bit of space. Lets it run through. Here is Nyarko. Great save. Mark Poom got down and pushed that one wide. Well, Alex Nyarko has looked the man in form. And again, a lovely little 1-2 with Stephen Hughes. He really got hold of that. Gravison, that was a poor header. Moore out wide on the right. If he can pick out Jeffers. Almost did, he'll get another chance. He can this time! Franny Jeffers scores his second of the week and of the season. Thanks to the temerity and persistence of Joe Max Moore. Everton ahead on 38 minutes.
Goal scorer for Everton, Francis Jeffers.
Not a good clearance at all there by Bragstad it was, but Moore, look at this, kept it simple. What a lovely flick from Jeffers. There's nothing Poom could do. Ranio. Delegate chip in. Nyarko it was who pulled it out. And now maybe Hughes can bring the ball away for Everton. Graverson's in space. It's 2. Thomas Graverson. 2 in 2 minutes for Everton. And it was Nyarko who won the ball. And isn't he delighted, Graverson? Well, just saying a few moments ago that maybe the floodgates would be open. Lovely ball from Hughes. It was Hughes picked out by Nyarko, but look at that finish from Graverson. And even though Poom did well to get a hand to it, he couldn't keep it out. Oh, chance here for Jeffers. Missed by a whisker. Certainly where the action is where Francis Jeffers is. Lovely first touch, did everything right. Schnorr gets it back on the left-hand side. Good looking cross, and it's there! It's a combination from the 2 substitutes. Schnorr's cross, Sturridge's finish, and Derby have grabbed one back. Well, it was a ball that was lost in midfield. A great cross from Schnorr, but look at this for Sturridge's finish. He got away from Unsworth. Struper is making it look like a penalty from that position. Struper it is. It's in! How did it get round the Everton wall? Let's have another look. Well, it seemed to go through the wall.
A mixed month, win, loss and a draw, saw Everton still in the top half of the table and with good reason to hope that they could improve on their good start to the season. Ball, Ferguson, Pistone and Goff, it was a fairly drastic injury list and was a warning for Walter Smith of the season to come. The first September game at Tottenham started brightly, Jeffers putting Everton ahead on 25 minutes. Alex Nyarko increased their lead a quarter of an hour later. But Sergei Rebrov cut the advantage just before half-time. In the second half, Spurs rallied and Rebrov hit a second from the penalty spot after Campbell's header was handled. And just 3 minutes later, Ferdinand beat Unsworth to a Stephen Clements cross to put Spurs into a lead they managed to hold on to for the rest of the match. It was especially hard to take for Everton after such a superb first half performance. The following Saturday, Portuguese international Abel Xavier donned Everton colours for his first game of the season, and Everton stepped up a gear at Middlesbrough for their first away win of the season. Steve Watson unwittingly put Middlesbrough ahead on 7 minutes. But in the second half, Francis Jeffers with this goal in the 54th minute. And this one, just 3 minutes from the end, ensured that Everton had their first away win of the season. The victory at Middlesbrough couldn't have come at a better time, as Alex Ferguson's top-of-the-table Manchester United side were the next visitors to Goodison. Their first half performance, with 3 goals in 10 minutes by Butt, then Ryan Giggs, and finally Solskjaer, would have finished off most sides, but Everton had plenty of fight left in them in the second half and still managed through the ever-impressive Danish international Thomas Gravesen to score the best goal of the game.
So it looks like Unsworth's given Everton a few more options. That's a great ball to Gravesen, a great piece of control. He's in here. He's done it. What a brilliant goal. Thomas Gravesen, 54 minutes, and that was a piece of sheer Danish class. Look at this piece of control as he went through. Utter brilliant control. Steve, a great goal.
Yeah, fantastic ball, nicely controlled, got the wrong side of Dwight York, and from then on, straight through the keeper's legs. Lovely.
Well, game on perhaps. Everton, they've been threatening it. Showing a little back flick. Again. Campbell. Gravesen, long distance, and a curl on it. Just a little high though. This is better from Everton again.
Everything good that's coming out of Everton at the moment is coming from Nyarko and Gravesen. Superb hit by Gravesen, just slightly too high, but that's the idea. Test the new goalkeeper, make him do some work.
If the Premiership start had been a bit of a stutter, at least one piece of news was good for Everton fans before their Worthington Cup opener against 2nd Division Bristol Rovers. Kevin Campbell, after 2 substitution appearances, was in an Everton starting lineup for the first time in 6 months and soon made his presence felt.
Unsworth. Michael Ball. Hughes. Ball here. Saw Campbell was offside. Didn't pass to him. Jeffers. Plain and a first-time cross. Campbell! Kevin Campbell ends the drought. It's been 49 minutes, but it's his first start for 6 months, and it's his 22nd goal for Everton and his first of the season. Beautiful header. Great cross, and look at that. Culkin, no chance at all. Goal-bound header and a Gerrard flats it in, but it's in! Gerrard didn't get the punch, and Bristol Rovers have pulled out a sensational equaliser.
The following week, Everton had a chance to prove that their away form was not going to let them down across the season with a live Sky Sunday game away to early season inform Leicester City. After his successful second half substitution appearance against Manchester United, David Unsworth started in the opening lineup at Filbert Street and had quite a day.
Here's Lennon. Impey out on the right, 2 in the box. What a goal! Akinbaye has certainly made up for his earlier error with a brilliant finish, and Leicester City take the lead midway through the first half. Tremendous piece of finishing by the club's record signing at the end of a sweeping and very sweet Leicester City move. Lennon drove that one in, and Akinbaye did the rest. A real Predators goal, this one. All those over the ball, Gravesen and Gascoigne as well. It's Unsworth with the left foot who takes it. Oh, and it wasn't a bad effort. It certainly had Flowers scrambling across, and unlucky there. David Unsworth, who scored 9 goals for Everton last season, albeit that 7 of them were from the penalty spot, and who also scored against Leicester in a 2-2 draw at Goodison Park. Very close to bringing them level. And the ball to Gascoigne. Lost Lennon. Clever. Oh, good save, but it'll be hammered back in. And Unsworth has got his equaliser. And Paul Gascoigne was the man who made it. And Everton have been rewarded for their excellent start to the second half. A weaving, magical run by Paul Gascoigne took him deep into Everton territory. Clever play, he lost Lennon. Flowers with the intervention, but so easy for Unsworth. And you've got to give praise here for a bit of magic from Gaza.
Bristol Rovers had silenced critics of the Nationwide League in their draw the previous week at Goodison, and they did it again on their own ground. A first-half goal by Francis Jeffers answered right at the start of the second by Rovers captain Marcus Bigman. After a nervous 30 minutes of extra time, the dreaded penalty shootout. Joe Maxmore's miss effectively meant that Everton were out. It was to get worse before it could get better. The misery of a 3-0 home defeat by New Boys Ipswich Town after a catalogue of unforced errors. That Francis Jeffers injury was growing in significance by the minute. September had started so well with 2 promising away performances, but an early cup exit and successive home defeats saw Everton drop from 7th to 13th position. Glenn Hoddle's improving Southampton and their new array of international stars gave Walter Smith's men a few surprises when the Premiership resumed after a week's break. And after Jason Dodd's second-half strike from 25 yards, it took a hefty challenge on Alex Nyarko by Kevin Davis to give Michael Ball a chance to put Everton's penalty disappointment of Bristol Rovers behind them and have the Blues earn a much-needed home point. Dropping another 4 places, Everton needed a positive result at St James's Park, but it was a venue that Kevin Campbell had come to associate with success. With Eden Tall and Gary Naismith making impressive debuts, the stage was set for another famous victory.
Shearer, Speed and Solano over the ball, and no one has picked up on Warren Barton on the far side there. Although now he's coming in field. Cordoni, the most advanced Newcastle player. Well, why don't you take it? Might turn out to be very clever. Or alternatively, they might look rather daft. Here's Nyarko. Oh! Really powerfully struck, and when the ball came out again, the flag was up against Towell, but hit that with great power. The clearance had plenty of distance on it, but Nyarko let fly with no inhibitions at all. Something of a wake-up call for an underemployed Shay Given. It is Shearer to strike. Gerrard with the parry, and Ball got to it first. Gascoigne. To defend off Lee, it seemed with an arm. And then Speed and Gascoigne renewing acquaintance. Free kick very quickly taken and well distributed. Watson, here's Campbell! Well, the first question is, how on earth did he miss? The second is, what's wrong with him? He hasn't moved since missing the chance. Well, the excuse for him is that he was under very heavy pressure. It was Solana who got back and did enough to put him off. Watson's cross couldn't be faulted, but really Campbell, from that distance, has to score. Now Nyarko. Campbell's through the middle. Naismith to his left. It's a well-timed pass. And Campbell this time! He may have missed a sitter, now he's scored one. And having been on the receiving end for much of the game, Everton are in front. Newcastle too casual, didn't get back quickly enough. And the substitute Naismith on his debut, making a real mark with a perfect cross. Kevin Campbell got the equaliser here last season. With 10 minutes to go, that might be the winner.
Kevin Campbell had waited a long time by his very own high standards for his first league goal since his return from injury. But he'd scored in Merseyside derbies before, and he would score again. Sadly, it wasn't enough on the day, and Everton ended the month with a defeat.
Pesky squashed by Ball and Weir. Campbell, Ravison, fine ball, great chance for Pembridge, who takes it dreadfully. He did all of the hard work, he scurried past the defence, he got the approval of the linesman, and he couldn't score what would have been the most notable goal of his career. That was one mighty miss. Now a congested penalty area. Westerveld leaves it. Villa heads it back in. Everton have equalised. Kevin Campbell scores and Anfield again. All eyes focused on the goalkeeper. Westerveld came, didn't catch. Weir headed it across, and Campbell was the bravest, who dares, scores. Ravison. Still taken off it. The cop calling on Westerveld, who almost had the most embarrassing moment of his Liverpool career so far. He did hesitate when he should have come for the original ball into the box. Defenders are screaming at him, he stayed rooted. And in the end, he was very fortunate to cling on with one hand.
The win at Newcastle had effectively stopped the rot, but the Sunday Merseyside derby reverse still meant that Everton had dropped another position in the table since the end of September. The Sky Sports cameras came along to the first game of November to witness one of the most one-sided games ever seen under the Goodison floodlights. Quite how Everton managed to lose it is a question many of their fans still cannot answer. But even worse for the season was the sight of Paul Gascoigne limping off after just 37 minutes.
Gravison's corner comes in. Just over. Great header. Weir jumped well. It was a terrific save. It was just dropping underneath the crossbar. Gerrard. Well, it wasn't a great clearance in terms of height, but direction was perfect. Pembridge. Watson outside him. Pembridge, if he can switch wings, he can. Campbell got pushed in the area. What a fantastic save by James. Absolutely brilliant. Naismith, I think it was, at the far post, really got a great header in. And what a brilliant save by David James. Look at that for a man climbing.
Substitution, number 2, Mark Delaney, replaces number 18, Steve Stone.
Barged off the ball, Merson, by Canamatri. Probably 2 stone lighter than him. He did very well. He's got 3 Villa players on here. Merson trying to take it back off him, but Canamatri's done superbly here. Campbell. Gravison. That's a good-looking cross, putting the Everton defence under pressure. Campbell! Couldn't turn! And it's wide from Naismith. The second chance he's had on the corner of the 6-yard box. Oh, what a chip! It's a goal! It's a goal by Merson in the last minute! Out of nothing! Villa looked to have stolen it! And the ground has gone silent. Merson looked up, knew exactly what he was doing. Gerrard was off his goal line. Utter genius from Merson. Not the first time he's done that.
Goal scorer for Aston Villa, Paul Merson.
What a finish. And what a theft.
As unlucky as they were at home to Villa, Everton finally had a little luck in their next league game, away to Bradford City, and turned in a dour defensive smash-and-grab performance to collect their much-needed third away win of the season. Whether it was the sense of a turn in luck or an injury list that now included a full team of professionals in number, Walter Smith's side produced one of the shock results of the season in their next game against Arsene Wenger's high-flying Arsenal side, and had the Goodison Roar return to Merseyside in its full dynamic tones.
This is Cadamarteri. Everton, like Arsenal, have a number of injury problems. And the ball in is stabbed just over by Tal. What a start for Everton, and Alex Manninger grateful that there wasn't a save to make for him on his return. Really bright start by Everton, and it was Cleland's cross and stabbed goalwards by the Israeli international. Who's got Cole racing down the left-hand side. Cadamarteri back defending. Oh, it's a good block, and Viltort's onside. And it's another good block by the keeper, Kanu. It's an impossible angle, but you never say that with him. Ljungberg! Oh, crossbar! Perez! Ljungberg's shot took a deflection. And in the old days, that probably would have been a hand. Cleland quickly forward to Pembridge, held up briefly by Bergkamp. Hughes. Might come through for Kevin Campbell! Oh, that was the best opportunity of the afternoon so far. And Manninger was stranded. It was a horrible connection in the end, though, by the former gunner. To Campbell. Cadamarteri! Everton have the lead, and Goodison delights in a first goal of the season for Danny Cadamarteri. Well, it was up towards Kevin Campbell, and it in fact came probably off the shoulder of Lushni, And a lovely first touch, and an even better second one by the man who wouldn't be playing but for injuries. It's Kevin Campbell, and the two Arsenal men of years gone past celebrate, Hughes and Campbell, and that might just be their first victory against the Gunners here at Goodison in the Premiership. Cadamarteri on this occasion, the provider. At the start of the second half, he had another half chance in between that and his goal. Ricocheted off Pires here, and Cadamarteri darting into the penalty area. Lushny had to be careful. Campbell was emphatic.
If Arsenal could be dispatched so memorably, the linguistically straight-jacketed Claudio Ranieri's Chelsea side could just as easily be overcome. And it was to be another stunning afternoon of memorable football on Merseyside.
Oh, chance here for Campbell. Campbell! Cadamarteri! Pushed in, caught, could have gone anywhere. Pembridge's shot, it went through two pairs of legs, and it was here where the ball broke, and Campbell pulled it back. It was that opportunity for Gemmell, and then Cadamarteri set Pembridge up, and his shot, and De Hoy was committed, but it didn't quite get through to him. Ocho couldn't get there. Leboeuf turns it back in again. Labona. Chelsea, in the 3rd minute of injury time, have taken a cruel lead. It was Wise's corner that put the pressure on the Everton defence.
Goal scorer for Chelsea, number 24, Sam Dalabona.
When the ball came back from Leboeuf to Dalabona, he hit, his first shot was blocked by Weir, but his second shot was true and found the corner of Gerrard's net. Good Johnson. He's done well here. A great looking shot off the post, a superb save by Gerrard. Fingertipped onto the post from Good Johnson. The ball skidding in the mud of the area. Flew off the surface, and a fingertip save by Gerrard. Could that be the turning point? If Chelsea had got a second then, it really might have been all over. As it is, Everton look to mount another attack. Gemmell threaded through to Cadamarteri! And in just 25 seconds, Everton have turned it round. Danny Cadamarteri, for the second time in a week, scores the first goal for Everton. The architect, Gemmell, the touch from Cadamarteri, and Everton are level. But it could have been so different, but for that brilliant save by Gerrard. Here's the replay. Glorious finish by Cadamarteri, and we have a game here now. It is really just a matter of confidence. The Blues, the Toffee men, when they get their backs up, they can beat anyone. Great ball to Campbell. Naismith, just a delicate push in. Hughes. And now Pembridge. This is lovely from Everton. Lovely move. Watson. Pembridge. Good approach play from Everton, and they really look the form team now. Chelsea haven't had a sniff of the action since Everton scored that goal. Hasselbank and ball, and oh, that definitely was a flying elbow, and if Hasselbank remains on the pitch after this, he's going to be very lucky. Justice prevails. I don't think anyone, least of all Hasselbank, can have any complaints about that. Ball has been giving him a torrid time all afternoon, and obviously Hasselbank had had enough. Hughes hitting it square. Pembridge got lots of space now. Chips one in. Campbell wins it. Campbell! Campbell has done it! It's Campbell and Cadamarteri again! 2 weeks in a row.
Goal scorer for Everton, number 9, Kevin.
Magical moment. Look at this. The ball seems to be stuck to Campbell's shoulder, but when it comes into a comfortable position for him, it was Pembridge who turned it in. And watch this. As Campbell goes up, the ball seems to hang on his back, but he doesn't worry about that. Campbell, he finishes it left foot, and Everton in front for the first time in the game. Look at that, it was a wonderful touch with the right foot. Really, that camera shows how brilliant that was from Campbell.
A truly magnificent month for Everton, with 3 successive wins, helping Walter Smith's side climb up 3 places to 11th in the table and within genuine shouting distance of the upper half of the FA Carling Premiership. As brilliantly as November had ended, December cast off disappointingly with an away defeat at the Stadium of Light, followed by a second 5 days later at Main Road. The good news for Everton fans early in the month was the massive 86% vote in favour of a move to the new King's Dock site in the city. Over 17,000 votes were cast by the fans, and a new chapter in Everton's history was about to commence. Now the cry went up, bring on the London sides, 3 down, 2 to go. Charlton, Arsenal and Chelsea had all been beaten at Goodison, and now Harry Redknapp's West Ham were next at Goodison Park, providing some real entertainment in an exciting and dramatic game that Everton were unlucky not to win.
Everton fans they've got to like winning here. They've seen a little bit of it lately. It's a lovely header by Campbell. Not quite the direction on it, but he timed his jump superbly. Gravison with the corner. Lovely jump by Campbell. He really got up for that, but didn't get enough on it. Good control in the middle of the pitch. Hughes finds Gemmell. He's got options outside him. Come to Pembridge. Goes all the way through to Campbell. Into the side netting from Pembridge. He knows he should have hit the target. But I think we'll see on the replay that it was a really good tackle from Pearce that saved the day, because I can promise you, if Campbell had turned on that, that would have been one for Everton. Great tackle from Pearce, and fortunately for West Ham, Pembridge was wide with the shot. Everton have still not completely committed, but they push men up. Hughes' corner. Watson, it's there! Steve Watson! An easy header. But he had to get it past the men on the line, and he did. Steve Watson, who's never scored for Everton. What a time to score your first goal. 75 minutes. And as the cross comes here, the question is, will it go to Cadamarteri? Let's have a look at this again. Pearce. Canio. A little bit of legs on him, switches it, but Beautifully picked up again by Watson. Canute, brilliant goal! Freddie Canute, turn on a sixpence there. After the mistake. Well, Canute's got a lot to do here, and Gerrard did more. And what can West Ham do? If they can use the ball, they could have played on West Ham. But the crowd respond to that moment of sportsmanship. Actually been a good game today, really, for that, as Di Canio caught the ball. Actually, the Everton fans singing Paolo Di Canio. Quite a few moments of sportsmanship in this game, and there was one of them.
Everton's away game against Charlton Athletic was broadcast live to Goodison Park to give some pre-Christmas cheer to the Goodison faithful. But in the event, despite an excellent performance from the returning Duncan Ferguson, a 10th minute goal by Matt Svensson was enough to defeat Everton, though Aiden Tal hit the post with an overhead kick just minutes before the end. Three days later, the Boxing Day opponents at Goodison were Gordon Strachan's Coventry, themselves in the middle of their worst run of the season, a run that was about to end for them. This 69th minute goal by Mustafa Hadji put them ahead. Scott Gemmell opened his account for the season with a magnificent volley, but just 2 minutes later, a late winner by Gary Breen made it all count for nothing. A tough end to the year for Everton, made worse by the knowledge that they had dropped the same number of places in the table in December as they had so skillfully climbed the previous month. A new year, some resolutions, and a bit of decent luck with regard to injuries was what every Everton fan was hoping for. Everton strode purposefully into the new year with changes and new plans, but came unstuck at Pride Park thanks to the brilliant goalkeeping by Mark Palm and some desperate bad luck. It would all have been so different if Steve Watson's 19th minute header had gone in off the crossbar and not come out. The Cup drew Everton away to one of last year's Premiership relegation victims, Watford. Watford's early season form had been good, so it wouldn't be an easy trip for Everton, and cynical journalists stood poised for a big story. Just a year ago, Watford had been in the Premiership, a fact that revealed itself when they went ahead with this goal by Tommy Mooney after 21 minutes. It was a lead they were to hold for nearly an hour, until with just 8 minutes to go, Stephen Hughes finally found the equaliser. And then, just as Watford were preparing for a replay at Goodison, Steve Watson popped up in the last minute with his first goal of the season to take Everton through to the fourth round. A welcome visit from another London side looked a home banker for Everton, as Spurs, like Chelsea before them, had not won away all season. After 7 minutes, though, Everton captain David Weir limped off with a leg injury. It was a frustrating game for Everton. Campbell's header well saved by Sullivan just before the break, and just after it, the big man hitting the post with a left foot shot with Sullivan well beaten. But despite these chances, the game finished goalless. Coventry City had inflicted one of the more disappointing results on the Everton side just before Christmas, so a visit to Highfield Road was a potentially thorny issue. But as we've come to expect, Everton can often produce a tale of the unexpected. Scott Gemmell put Everton ahead after just 8 minutes, with his second goal against Coventry in as many games. And just 7 minutes later, Danny Cadamarteri added a second. Unbelievably, on the half hour, Kevin Campbell put Everton 3-0 up. With 4 minutes to go, Carsley pulled a penalty back for Coventry, but it was an excellent win for Everton and certainly revenge for their defeat on Boxing Day. Another fantastic away win for the Blues, but Evertonians would quickly forget the season's cup exit at the hands of fellow Merseysiders Tranmere. It raised the significance of the Middlesbrough game that Wednesday to a real six-pointer. Middlesbrough's newly found form since the acquisition of Terry Venables made them a very different prospect to the side Everton had met and beaten back in early September. And it was an exciting game that had the fans of both clubs on the edge of their seats right up until the final whistle.
He's a long way out, Gravison, at the moment. Turns on the ball. Good ball down. Watson can rescue this. He's got a cross in. Oh, and it's a fumble, and it'll be there! And it's Gary Naismith! Of all the people to pop up at the far post to score, Steve Watson yet again with a fantastic cross. Everton beginning to take control of the game. Campbell! Oh, off the post! That was unbelievable. The free kick goes in. And this is Tal! Unbelievable! The corner comes across. Tal again. He's done it! That must be one of the most amazing substitutions. And Calamateri warming up just gives him a congratulatory pat on the head. What a great substitution from Walter Smith.
January saw something of a recovery for Everton after a desperately disappointing end to the year, but the improved form of other clubs near the bottom of the table meant Everton had slipped another place to 15th, their lowest end-of-month position of the season. At least some rearranged games brought forward to February would offer the chance to climb the table. Starting the month with a journey to Old Trafford against a Manchester United team still fuming after their early exit from the FA Cup, Everton put on a brave performance, going down to just a single goal, and that an own goal.
It is Gravison. It's charged down by Scholes, who is very close. And onside here for Naismith, who pulls it back. Campbell can't get there. Neither can Joe Max Moore, who had a half chance almost before he knew it and stabbed it over, and Campbell is hurt. And Everton, more and more, are coming into this match. Onside here, Naismith. Campbell couldn't pull the trigger, and neither could Moore, who had a good chance really. Hasn't scored this season, Joe Max Moore. It would have been quite a good time to start. Now then, Dwight York with a bit of room maybe. And Andy Cole! And a terrific interception, but no! Oh, he took a deflection. It looked like it was going for a corner, but has bounced in. And that will go down as an own goal by a luckless Steve Watson.
By number 9, Andrew Cole.
He dived in, and it seemed as if Watson had saved a certain goal, but the bounce was crazy. And how unlucky can Everton get here? Cole's shot, Watson, just look at the way that bounces up and into his own goal. Well, when you're down near the bottom, it's sometimes the kind of thing that happens. And Steve Watson has been one of the best players on the pitch, has an own goal against his name. Campbell! Oh! The whistle's just over the bar, and Everton are denied again. Well, it's a cool piece of play by Campbell. He gets ahead of the defender, can't keep it under the bar. United just a little asleep.
Leeds United were returning to form after a poor run, but Everton had Duncan Ferguson up front returning to team up with Kevin Campbell. And another vital returning player for Everton was Francis Jeffers, on the bench for the first time after a 4.5-month layoff. It had the ingredients of a classic match, ingredients that did not disappoint under the captaincy of Richard Gough or the attending England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson.
Great ball out to Stevie Watson, marauding forward again on the right. Again he's past Ian Hart. Campbell and Naismith almost in each other's way. Martin pushes, Ferguson! And the Blues are in front. The big man, often so dangerous in the air, shows his potential on the edge of the box. Lovely ball in from Watson, it caused all the problems. Leeds did not deal with that one. A half clearance from Radaby, back in by Gravison, and Martin's punch was totally inadequate. Leeds United with the free kick, Everton with 11 players behind the ball. It's one of them, Gary Naismith, who gets it clear. Again, no openings for Leeds United. As Ian Hart drives it in on the right side. And from almost nowhere, Ian Hart has brought this level for Leeds United. Clearance by Radaby, only as far as Naismith. This is Eden Tall for Everton, looking to get something off Rio Ferdinand. He's round him again on the right side, looks for Campbell. Gravison picks it up edge of the box. Now Leeds with some defending to do. This is Kevin Campbell for Everton. Campbell! Campbell! And the persistence of Kevin Campbell has brought Everton a richly deserved lead in this game. How he enjoyed that one. Well, we were talking about the chance he missed in the first half. He outsmarted first Ferdinand, then Radaby, and finally Nigel Martin. A lovely finish. And Kevin Campbell. Hope springs eternal for Walter Smith. Forward come Leeds again with Viduka. And a speculative effort from Dacour. And Oliver Dacour has equalised again for the second time. Leeds United have brought themselves level in this game.
Despite the disappointment of that Olivier Dacour equaliser, Everton were fired up by their excellent performance against Leeds and determined to demonstrate their newfound confidence against their next visitors, Leicester City, who they'd already impressed earlier in the season. Duncan Ferguson failed a fitness test on his shoulder, so Francis Jeffers stepped in for a first start since September.
Sturridge beaten. And now Gravison fighting his way through. That was brilliant play. And he's found Jeffers. Francis Jeffers. Royce has saved it, but Jeffers has got another shot at it. Francis Jeffers. It's his first start since September. And just 8 minutes into the game, he's put Everton ahead. Well, there's tenacity and determination for you. It was a brilliant ball from Gravison. And he looked for a moment to see it was Gravison's interception, and then he took it off Jones, kept to his feet and hit a wonderful ball out of the just beyond Elliott. And as Rowett closed in, Jeffers' determination took him through. Gravison's corner, Goff heads goalwards and nearly there. Gravison really got as much power as he could into that header. Goff putting pressure on the Leicester defence. I beg your pardon, it was Watson, and what a great save. Weir. Oh, here's Campbell! Kevin Campbell has put Everton 2-0 up. Minutes. Just as we're saying that point about Campbell and Jeffers, it was Weir, of all people, who threaded that ball through, and again Rowett on the blind side, beaten to the punch by Campbell. What a glorious finish, and there's that Jeffers-Campbell combination again. Savage, not a good header at all. And a long distance effort because Royce was off his line. And in the end he scuttled back to clutch the ball under the crossbar. Mancini, lovely chip through to Rowett. Onto the left from Rowett. It'll be a goal for Sturridge.
Ipswich Town had inflicted Everton's heaviest home defeat on them earlier in the season, but it was to be no revenge excursion to East Anglia. The dismissal of Alex Nyarko ended Everton's chances of getting a point they'd richly deserved, and 2 late goals against the 10 men effectively wrapped up the points for Ipswich. Everton was still just 5 points clear of the drop zone, and despite some pleasing performances throughout February, Walter Smith wore a concerned expression as he looked to the next few fixtures to begin a climb out of the danger area. March heralded great news for Everton and Michael Ball, who was called up to the England squad by new boss Sven-Göran Eriksson for the Spain match at the ripe old age of 21. As for Everton, could they celebrate with their first double of the season against Newcastle? It looked on the cards, but Bobby Robson's men had a few breaks on the day, and in the end, it was a game that David Unsworth wouldn't forget for a while, nor Paul Gascoigne, returning on the subs bench for his first game since the injury against Aston Villa back in November.
Mr. Ellery plays the advantage here, and this gets Naismith in, and he's round the back here. Could be a real chance for Everton. Campbell! Oh! Well, he couldn't get the contact on there that he needed. A real chance as Naismith got round the back of the Newcastle defence and did brilliantly here to escape the challenge. Laid it across, and Campbell, well, he was really committed in his run. Just wide, he got an edge of a boot to it. Shearer showing absolutely brilliant consistency there, but it's gone in! It's a terrible own goal by Unsworth. A disaster for him. It was just the momentum as he went forward. He wrestled the ball back from Xavier, and it was that shot, and really, well, the ball would have gone in anyway. Gravesen, square ball. This is a lovely ball in to Jeffers. You can see, first of all, Gravesen pushed the ball, picked out Gemmell. Gemmell, a slide rule pass through to Jeffers. One piece of control just over. Here he is, Paul Gascoigne, and we shall see.
And the Everton substitution, number 28, Abel Xavier, is replaced by number 18, Paul Gascoigne.
Abel Xavier coming off. Gascoigne coming on. And that's a good ball play to Campbell. Lovely control and a superb ball. Right across over to the right to Watson. Lovely cross. Campbell pushed in the area. It's a penalty. And it was Campbell's control and ball that found Watson. Here's the follow through. And there was the push. So Unsworth with 5 minutes to go. That's the way to take a penalty. Unsworth, call as you like, wrong-footed the keeper.
How difficult is it for a goalkeeper when you've got a different back four playing in front of you almost every other week?
Well, I've been asked this before, and I think whoever comes into the side can do a job. You know, that's why they're a professional footballer. It does help if you have a regular back four, regular back five. But having said that, through injuries or people being dropped, whoever comes into the side can do a job, so it shouldn't really affect you. But like I say, it does help if you have a steady back four a little bit.
A fixture against Southampton that would prove to be Glenn Hoddle's last game at the Dell ended in defeat by a single 58th minute goal scored by Joe Tassom. West Ham had begun a downward spiral since their FA Cup exit that meant Everton could draw level with them if they could repeat their victory the previous season, and Tony Hibbert, stepping in for his first game, was due a baptism of fire.
Gravesen goes wide. Oh, and he's got round Fox here. Still not away for West Ham. Gemmell looking for support. Gravesen onto the left foot. Curls a dangerous crossing, and how did Ferguson move? And not get that one in the back of the net. He moved into an absolutely brilliant position. We were saying it was third time lucky, and look at that. I don't think the camera even shows you the room that Ferguson had there. This time aiming at Ferguson. Again Ferguson! And again he fails to hit the target. But the final pass again is the one that's letting West Ham down. Foul, a bad foul by Pearce. Couldn't really let that one go. This was the challenge. Oh, a really bad one. Michael Ball will hit this ball into the area. A good flick back header. Hibbert challenging with Winterburn. Oh, high feet from Winterburn. Oh dear. Oh, I think that'll be a penalty. That's Pearce on Hibbert. And welcome Tony Hibbert to the Premiership. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Pearce has been sent off. But of course he had just been booked. And Andy D'Urso sent him off. So West Ham down to 10 men and facing a penalty. And he does it with the calmness you'd expect from him. Unsworth, a well-taken penalty. Everton take the lead in injury time, no less than they deserve. It was a well-taken penalty by Unsworth. Hislop was unlucky, he guessed right. Unsworth scores against his old side.
Went Gravison with a foot. Here's Ferguson. That's a great ball to Alexanderson, who should score. And he does. Nicholas Alexanderson, that's his first goal of the season. And with West Ham stretched at the back, it was always coming. Great ball from Ferguson. Look at the excellent finish by the Swede. Hislop, no chance. So there's a mistake by Fox. Jeffers has Ferguson, who he may pick up. Oh, he's chipped Hislop and hit the bar. Ferguson, and a great save from Hislop. How did Everton not score? Wonderful chip from Jeffers. Ferguson did everything he could on the rebound, but a great save from Hislop.
3 games showing a win, a draw and a defeat was still enough to lift the Toffees above Derby County in the table to 15th position, just 5 points short of the suggested safety target of 40 points. And with games remaining against teams lower in the table like Manchester City, managed by ex-Evertonian Joe Royle. City had been to Goodison pre-season for Joe Parkinson's testimonial, the game that day decided by 2 goals from Nicholas Alexanderson, who had only scored his first league goal for the club just a week earlier. It was all an excellent omen for Walter Smith, whose side swamped City after an early shock.
And one chop, and Dick off, and City are in front. It's Jeff Whitley. Ball for Everton, forward they come again, looking for Campbell this time. Manchester City sitting back now, they've got the lead, Everton must come at them. Ferguson turns well, helped on by Unsworth. Again the targets, Ferguson, Campbell, Ferguson! And that's just what they wanted. A real boost for Everton, and the left foot of Duncan Ferguson brings them level here at Goodison Park. A boost for Walter Smith and a blow for Joe Royle as Kevin Campbell worked it forward, and an easy task eventually for Duncan Ferguson to score his 4th of the season and put Everton level here against Man City. Here's one for Campbell now, he's in behind them, Kevin Campbell, and down he goes. Weaver couldn't resist the temptation, and Kevin Campbell's audacity has won Everton a penalty. A lovely Ball forward from Michael Ball, and Campbell round the back of Nicky Weaver gives Everton the opportunity to go in front for the first time this afternoon. Oh, he's missed it, but a follow-up gives him the goal. Michael Ball, his second of the season, an England cap to his name, and Everton in front, but he has missed a penalty, and a little wry smile to say, well, we got away with that one, didn't we? Oh, dear me! And after all that talk of Nicky Weaver, an absolute blunder from him, and David Weir pops up for his first of the season in his 31st appearance. And doesn't he deserve one? But surely now Manchester City look doomed. Up to Dickoff, who's appeared on the right. And Dickoff had a little bit of a afters with Pistone. And these two who clashed earlier in the game will bring Mr. Ellery to make the decision. The challenge by Dickoff on Pistone wasn't the cleanest. Oh dear, it's red for Pistone.
Hardly the comeback game for Alessandro Pistone, and neither was the defeat at Aston Villa the following week. But Everton could point to an equalising goal from David Unsworth that gave the Villa fans a frustrating glimpse of what they came so close to securing. Personally, you've had a good season, and whoever we've spoken to, whether it's fans or players, they've spoken very highly of you, and you've settled down like you've been playing for Everton for most of your life. Do you feel that when you go out at Goodison Park?
Yeah, I do. I feel very at home there, and you know, I put that down to how the lads have made me feel. Certainly how the fans have made me feel. You know, I've had a good reaction from the fans most of the time, you know, and deservedly so when I haven't. And the management and the whole club in general has got a nice feel about the place. It's you know, it's a pity that we haven't been able to give them more this season.
Now, I describe you as an attacking right back, a right wing back. Would you think that's a fair description?
Yeah, I've enjoyed wing back when it's came along this season. I've enjoyed just normal right back role. And I've been asked to play centre half 2 or 3 times, you know, a necessity, and that's fine as well. I mean, you know, what my main aim when I came here was to put what happened at Aston Villa behind me and get a fresh start and try and be the player that you know I was maybe 3 or 4 years ago at Newcastle. And I think I've taken one step towards that this season, and you know, there's still a lot more to come, but I'm fairly happy with my progress.
So to the game Everton fans had been waiting so eagerly for, and this time a dramatic game, with Everton suffering some of the cruelest luck they had ever witnessed in a Merseyside derby.
Touch Unsworth, pushing forward here. Well, they look like a handball there. He's got away from the defence, Watson's with him, and Liverpool are ahead. But the question is, was there a handball before? Jamie Carragher, well, Everton have got a case. Ferguson's hand raised there. Absolutely no doubt whatsoever. Michael Bob. It's run down Ferguson! And the man most likely to has done it. A long ball down the middle from Ball. It came across, and very wisely, Gemmell let Ferguson have a go at it. Left-footed. Look at the pleasure and the power as Ferguson. A man brings it away. Off Unsworth. Oh. And now, a good ball inside to Fowler. And Winter's given a penalty. The challenge by the Everton captain. Well, let's have another look at this. Does Goff make contact with the ball? A little bit, perhaps. Extra special pressure on him. Fowler against Gerrard. Oh, he's hit the post! And, well, possibly on the balance of play, it's a fair result. Gerrard did enough. Perhaps it was that last from Fowler. Well, Biscan may have lost it, and he may not be taking any further part in this game. So Liverpool will have to play the last 15 minutes of this game. Igor Biscan, offence. Means so much to Everton if they can just do something here. Ball throw. Pushing on Ferguson by Hoopier. Drama here. Look for the challenge. Hoopier on Ferguson. Definitely the arm round the neck. Here's number 19 for David Unsworth. He won't ever have a more vital one against Westerveld. And Everton are level. This game may well end up the story of two penalties. One that Liverpool missed and one that Everton scored. Westerveld, he guessed wrong. And look at that. And Carragher makes a run here, and well, was that a foul by Alexanderson? Vignal, well, he looked to just drop. Couldn't really see any meaningful contact. Men moving up for Liverpool's McAllister takes this.
Everybody knows that a derby game more than anything else is for supporters. It's not for management or for players or anything. It's supporters. They have to go out in the town, they have to go to the workplace, they have to live beside the opposition support, not only from the game but till the next game takes place, till they try and either keep a run going or get revenge for a previous defeat. So in that game there, I felt we acquitted ourselves really well. Liverpool are having a very good season. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and we came back on two occasions there to get to 2-2, and we're really disappointed to lose a free kick in injury time. But everybody wants to do well in a derby game, and I was delighted that we showed a good spirit there, but obviously thoroughly disappointed with the way in which we gave the game up. I don't think anybody who was at the game would have said that we deserved to lose that one.
The end of an 11-year-old record on an Easter Monday game that fans would want to quickly forget. The next Saturday, Kevin Campbell scored against Arsenal for the second time in the season for Everton, but it wasn't enough to stop the Gunners winning by 4-1 in a disappointingly one-sided second half that culminated with an extraordinary incident involving Ghanaian Alex Nyarko, and 8 minutes later, Abel Xavier being dismissed. Everton had stolen a win at Bradford City when they played them away back in November, so another double of the season was up for grabs, and this time it would count.
It's this right-footed corner in, and it's a free header, and Bradford have taken the lead. A stunned silence, and it's the only man on the pitch who hadn't previously scored for them. Has headed home Benito Carboni's corner. Flick on from Campbell. Ferguson. Duncan Ferguson in the right place at the right time. Gave Gary Walsh no chance. And they love him, and that's why. Carboni's gone over in the challenge with Watson. What on earth Paul Durkin has awarded. I'm just holding my breath. I do think he's awarded a penalty. And Bradford, who barely got into the Everton penalty area in the last half an hour, had the chance to have their lead restored. And Gerrard has saved it! What a save! Robbie Blake will be furious, but justice is done there. It really wasn't a penalty. And Gerrard, well, Pembridge has fed Campbell. Gemmell. First time and a goal for Alexanderson. He hit that beautifully with his left foot. It dropped wonderfully for him, but what a good finish. The Swedish international, he didn't have a second to think, and instinctively packed it just inside Walsh's left-hand post to put Everton ahead. Here come Bradford. And Myers, who was a hero after 2 minutes. A bit of a villain here. Well, I do believe we've got another one. Everton are absolutely furious. Well, it was a handball, but he couldn't have known anything about it. Now it's Benito Carboni's turn. And he's missed one too! Well, the difference is he's put it over the bar. Well, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, that's what Mr. Whippy used to call a soft scoop.
April proved to have been a mixed month, but 2 home wins had made Premiership football a certainty at Goodison Park for 2001-2, so there was much to celebrate for the fans when they looked at the table at the end of the month. Another tough trip to London was on the cards in Cup final week, and it was to be another goal for Kevin Campbell, his 10th of the season. Pleasing despite a 2-1 reverse on the afternoon.
We've survived this season with really half a team most of the season. At times we've really struggled to put recognised 11 out on the pitch, and at times I've played up front on my own, so I think it's testament not only to me but to the coaching staff and to the players that, you know, we could survive, and you know, I'm obviously delighted that I'm hopefully going to finish top goal scorer.
Even right at the very start, we were hit quite badly by injury, and without making any excuses, I think anyone who was looking at our squad of players would realise that we have struggled with that for most of the season. So that's been, you know, the biggest factor in our season this season. Most importantly is the number of goals. You know, we haven't scored the number of goals this season, and you consider that only Kevin Campbell has over 20 appearances for us. Then we've missed Duncan Ferguson and Franny Jeffers for most of the season. They've come in and given us a little taste of what we would have had. But I would have thought that if we had these three players fit for the majority of the season, you know, it would have allowed us a little bit more scope in terms of goal scoring. We had to play Kevin Campbell up front on his own in both those matches, and we managed to get the wins that we were looking for. So, you know, those 6 points allied to a win away from home at Bradford just before that lifted us, you know, up the league. And it did show that I think if we had had our strikers playing most of the season, we could have had more of that kind, rather than a season where we were maybe win one game and then go a few games with losses, then a draw, and then lose another couple, and then win one again. Our season has been, apart from those 3 wins in a row, you know, predictable in the sense that we've never really managed to string wins together. I've only played half a dozen games for this season. I received a really bad knee injury, one that would have been a bad knee injury for a player of 29, never mind 39. And it's caused him to miss most of the season. Again, to his credit, when he came back, he showed everyone what they've missed. And like everything else, when they come back after a long period out, he had 1 or 2 other niggling injuries that have caused him a problem. And I think that's made him consider his future and say, as time he called it a day. He's had a tremendous career. I've been very fortunate to have been involved with him over, you know, a long part of that career. And on a personal basis, I wish him well, as I'm sure most supporters from the clubs that he's played for do. Wish him well for the future. He's been an influential player for us. He's been a terrific player for us. He's a good influence in the dressing room, and I'm sure that now that he's over the knee injury and he'll get a good pre-season training under his belt next year, we'll see him back at his very best next season. I just go about the job in the way that I feel is best. I prefer things to be rather private. If there is any bad mouthing to be done, if there's any criticism to be handled out, then I hand it out behind closed doors, and I think that's the way that it should be handled. And I've always believed that. If it leads people to believe that I'm of a certain persona, then we just have to part with that. I'm not the type to jump around and show my emotions rather easily. The mask slips every now and again, but I suppose that's only natural. That happens over the period of the season. But I just like the private side to me to be private, and I'll just leave everybody else to try and work out what I'm like otherwise. But I think if most of the players I've been involved with would possibly not agree with that estimation.
And so to the final game of the season, Sunderland at home. A fitting topsy-turvy kind of game for a topsy-turvy kind of season.
Tal was the one who was fouled. He might be the one who takes it in the end. He is. Oh, it's gone in! Eden Tal! A deflection off the wall, no less than he deserved. He has his second goal of the season, his first memorable, vital one against another North East side, Middlesbrough. And now he's done it again. Well, some say should have had a penalty. It was indirect. Tal hit it, and difficult with the speed of that. Arca floats in a ball beautifully to Phillips, who's onside. Kevin Phillips, it's goal number 17, and Sunderland are level. How he got away from the defence there difficult to see, but a great finish. Lovely touch from Campbell to Tal. And he's got through to Answorth! It'll be a penalty! Fouled by Don Hutchison, the ex-Everton man. Well, he's been sent off. And that's Unsworth sympathetic to Hutchison. It really wasn't a sending off tackle. And listen to the applause that Hutchison will get from the Everton fans. They know it's a harsh decision. Oh, and he's missed it. Unsworth in for Naismith. Oh, and Naismith goes down now, and it's another one. Second penalty of the game. And the question is now, will Unsworth take it, or will he let somebody else take it? I think Michael Ball, obviously, who scored here for Everton against Southampton, will be thoroughly deserved. Beautifully done. Turned forward by Kyle. Phillips got a real chance. Phillips, what a goal! Kevin Phillips. He looked up, he had Watson with him. He outran Watson wide, and what a fabulous finish.
Most of the games, the captain's armband was on your arm. That must be a proud thing for you as a player.
Yeah, of course. It's the highlight of my career to captain a club like Everton. Such a famous club with such fantastic history, and to be the captain of that club. I'll bet it was due to Richard Goff's absence through injury, which was took a little bit of shine off it, because you obviously wanted him to be playing. But it was a great honour for me, and one I'll always remember.
In my own case, I wasn't getting picked at the start of the season, so it's an old cliche, but it's just the way things go, isn't it? It's just football.
But you battled your way into the first team, and I mean, you've pretty much had your place for the whole of the season. That must have been pleasing for you.
Yeah, of course, it's really pleasing, but I'm honest enough to know I've only got my place through other people not being fit, really. But once you get your chance, obviously you have to do well, otherwise you'll be straight back out. So in that sense, I'm really pleased.
And on a personal note, obviously playing against Poland for your country, in many ways, although it's been a disappointing season for Everton, it hasn't been a bad one for you.
That's right, yeah. I'm pleased to be back in the national team, and it's just everything goes together, to be honest. If I'm not doing well for Everton, then I won't be considered for Scotland. So I know, first of all, I have to make sure I'm playing for Everton. I've been lucky enough to get the chance to do that.
A season that had promised a great deal for Everton had ended up being a remarkable tale of injuries and survival, but one that guaranteed Premiership status for the following season, and a squad that Walter Smith could feel optimistic about achieving something with in the months to come.